Hello, everyone. My name is Samuel Alderete, Calvary Rosarito intern and future church planner, and I want to welcome you to today's good news. We're continuing our brand new series in the book of Proverbs. Remember, the book of Proverbs is written by King Solomon himself, who was known as the wisest man of them all. And as we read through this book filled with wisdom, I'm reminded of wise sayings my parents have told me my whole life. But I wonder now, as I read them to you, are these really wise sayings? Let me read a few to you. Don't give up on your dreams. Just keep sleeping. My dad, church, what can you say? I try to be normal once. It was the worst 2 minutes of my life, LOL. You know moms, church, how they are. And lastly, when people tell me you're going to regret it in the morning, I sleep until noon because I'm a problem solver. I ain't going to even tell you who told me that, church. Hey, church, we're in Proverbs 1 once again, and we're going to be reading verse 6. Proverbs 1 verse 6 says, to understand a proverb and an enigma, the words of the wise and their riddles. So as we've seen through verses 2 through 5, we have read the purpose of the book of Proverbs. And verse 6 relates the final statement, the final purpose statement actually of the book of Proverbs to understand. And understand what? Understand a proverb and an enigma, which in other words, the lessons which often lies beneath the surface. Remember, the book of Proverbs is the book of wisdom. Proverbs are simply wise sayings. And the next thing is enigma. An enigma is something hard to understand or explain. The next thing we see here, the words of the wise, are the words that come from people who are filled of wisdom that only can come from God. And lastly, we see here, and the riddles. Riddles are hard questions. Jesus sometimes used riddles to outsmart his opponents, such as the case when he asked, how can Satan cast out Satan? And another passage in the book of the Bible, Jesus made use of a riddle to silence the religious leaders when they challenged his authority. The predominant reason for the use of riddles in the Bible was to hide information from those hard-hearted unbelievers who rejected the truth while revealing it to true believers like you and like me. That's why we need wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the appropriate application of knowledge to be able to fully understand and take advantage of the wisdom behind those words. And the perfect example of wisdom that you and I need to follow, church, is Jesus Christ himself. So the question is, how do you get wisdom? Pray to God. Pray to God that he gives you the wisdom to make the right decisions, the good choices, and the wisdom to follow the will God has for your life. And when you're going throughout that day, ask God for that wisdom to do the right decisions at your work, to guide you in your decision making in your marriage. And what are great tools that we have for wisdom in the case that we don't know what to do? We have the Bible. We have prayer unto God. And we also have counsel from wise people like your pastors who are good sources of wisdom. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 8 tells us Jesus is the same yesterday and today and forever. The times that we're living in today, church, no matter how difficult and how hard God's wisdom is, and knowledge applied to our situations, that will bring us stability, joy, happiness, and victory in every area of your life. And church, use the wisdom every day. It's there for you, ask of God. And that is today's good news.